heart diamond. It's the most valuable jewel in history.
But what makes this diamond so special?
Because a magical tarot card told.
Alright, buckle up, because Now You See Me, Now You Don't might be the wildest, most logic-breaking magic movie ever made. We're talking twists on top of twists, Gen Z magicians hacking crypto, billionaires with Nazi secrets, and illusions so impossible they'd make Doctor Strange file a complaint. But beneath all the spectacle, this movie has some huge surprises. Some good, some eyebrow-raising. So today, we're breaking down every trick, every twist, and every moment where the movie makes you go, wait, how does that make sense? Let's dive in. The Horsemen are finally back, and they're up to their old tricks again. Depending on how much cheese you can tolerate in your cinematic diet, this movie will either feel like a welcome return to ridiculous, preposterous fun, or a 2-hour exercise in seeing just how far back your eyes can physically roll. And honestly, it pushes those limits hard. Now You See Me, Now You Don't plays like Avengers Endgame, but exclusively for people who love elaborate heists, magic tricks, Rube Goldberg machines, and logic that just gave up halfway through the script. If the first movie was famous for its absolutely bonkers twist ending, this new entry makes that film look like a grounded, emotionally realistic indie drama. This time, the story is directed by Ruben Fleischer, the man behind Venom, so the movie carries a more self-aware tone. You can feel that the film knows it's absurd, and instead of avoiding that, it leans in hard. Rosamund Pike, who plays billionaire antagonist Veronica Vanderberg, even mocks the theatrical, over-the-top aesthetic of the Horsemen's magic shows. It's almost like the film is roasting itself while telling the audience, yes, we know this is insane, but just go with it. Stylistically, the movie sits somewhere between the goofy charm of Adam West's Batman and the stylish edge of a glossy credit card commercial. It still expects you to completely suspend critical thinking, but it delivers enough flair to make it fun, if you allow yourself to enjoy the madness. The movie opens with a reveal. It has been 10 years since J. Daniel Atlas and the original Horsemen were last seen together. Suddenly, a surprise reunion show is announced in Bushwick, where they steal a mountain of crypto from an audience member just to redistribute it Robin Hood style. Except, plot twist, it's all fake. The whole act was actually performed by 3 Gen Z magician wannabes: the brainy strategist Charlie, the shape-shifting illusionist Bazao, and June, the ultra-skilled locksmith. These newcomers believe they've fooled everyone, until the real Atlas walks in and flips their world upside down. He reveals he's been summoned by the Eye, the mysterious magic espionage agency from the earlier films. Their mission? Recruit this new generation of illusionists and report to Antwerp for further instructions. From here, the movie expands the cast. Merritt, Jack, and Henley rejoin the story, turning the crew from 4 to 7, and 8 if you count Morgan Freeman's Thaddeus, who always seems to appear in these films like the wise wizard who knows too much. The core mission centers around exposing Vanderberg, Pike's character, who is revealed to be a descendant of Nazis hiding behind modern billionaire power. Pike absolutely steals every scene she's in. She brings actual weight, energy, and menace to a movie that often feels like it's held together with duct tape and flashy editing. Meanwhile, Woody Harrelson once again delivers a hilarious, charismatic performance, fully embracing the film's silly energy. But many of the other actors look like they're wading through scenes as if the floor is made of wet cement. This movie has the budget and visual polish of a major studio film, but tonally it sometimes feels like a 2-hour commercial selling credit cards, crypto, or motivational posters. One of the film's biggest weaknesses is its attempt to use progressive-sounding language to mask how shallow the themes really are. Vanderberg's attack on the Horsemen, calling them entertainers pretending to be anti-capitalists, accidentally criticizes both the characters and the filmmakers. It highlights the movie's struggle to present class warfare as something that can be solved by a few flashy tricks and viral spectacles. Plot-wise, only about 30 minutes of the nearly 2-hour runtime actually moves the story forward. The rest is devoted to convoluted, interconnected illusions that exist purely to look cool. To be fair, they do look cool. The visual effects are slick and the environments are polished, but Brian Tyler's score occasionally goes overboard, hammering the audience with dramatic stings for even the smallest moment, making it feel like the music is overcompensating for the writing. The film ultimately feels like a time capsule from the early 2000s, a world where optimism, spectacle, and flashiness were enough to carry a full theatrical experience. Yet it also misunderstands its own premise. A movie about magic should make the audience feel wonder, surprise, or at least a sense of illusion. But here, the magic is so dependent on CGI, impossibility, and pure plot convenience that it stops feeling like magic at all. One of the funniest mistakes happens early on, when Atlas receives a call from the Eye on a phone number listed as 20110. Maybe it's an intentional joke, or maybe it's the movie accidentally making fun of itself, because as the reviewer quips, 2010 called, it wants its movie back.
Subscribe now and join Movie Updates HQ, your gateway to Hollywood blockbusters.